We're here with Congressman Engel from New York. Now, Congressman, you have been one of the biggest proponents of SNOPA, a bill to sort of protect the privacy of folks that use social networking on the internet. It's definitely meaningful to our YouTube audience. And why? What was the reason behind it? How far is the bill getting? Just give me a status update on that, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, it's up in the air, but I'm for it because I think that as we're doing new technologies, we need to pass new laws to bring our laws into the 21st century. And I think it's very important that people are entitled to the right of privacy. And I think government needs to respond to that. And I don't think it's a Democratic or Republican problem. I think we have people on both sides who feel that there needs to be some privacy. I don't want to see government just willy-nilly doing things. I think that we've got to think things out and make sure that American civil liberties are safeguarded.
Now, speaking about American civil liberties, we've seen this Congress go back and forth on civil liberties on a lot of different things. Do you think that SNOPA will pass, or where do you think it's going to go? Do you think we'll pass this Congress?
Well, I would hope it would, but I'm somewhat dubious because a lot of things that should pass this Congress don't seem to be coming to the floor. We have a very limited agenda. We're not meeting tremendous amounts of time, and when we're meeting, we seem to be passing ideologically driven bills. So I don't know about it. If I were the Speaker, I would tell you absolutely we'd pass it and it would be done this year. But I really just don't know. I would hope that there can be some pressure generated so that we would pass it and that it would come up this year. I think it's important.
Now, how can folks at home and folks watching tonight on YouTube, how can they be part of that action and sort of spurring action on SNOPA?
Well, the way to do it, of course, is to write your congressman or to, tweet him, write, tweet, do whatever you can. But let the Congress member know how strongly that you feel. And it's always important to do it to your Congress member because obviously, I get tweets and mail from people all over the country. The ones I really listen to are the ones in my own district. And that's true of any member of Congress. So I think this is new legislation. We're going into uncharted waters, and I think people need to make their voices heard loudly and clearly.
Now, talk about some of the mechanisms in this bill that will protect people who are using social media, who are using YouTube, who are using Twitter and Facebook.
Well, we want to first of all make sure that there's no intrusion. Be it by the government or be it by anybody else, and we try to lay out things that have to happen. The problem is, of course, as technology advances, we always have to play catch up, and that's a very, very real problem.
Well, folks at home, you can call your local member of Congress and support Congressman Engel as we work to make sure that the internet is more private and more secure for all of Americans. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks very much. Thanks for your concern.